With all the recent leaks that we just had with Pokemon Winds and Waves, we actually had some other stuff come out that is a little bit concerning. And honestly, I'm a little bit scared of this for Winds and Waves when it does drop next year. I just gotta start this video off by saying, you know, the Pokemon Company or Game Freak, Nintendo, I don't know who to direct this to, but what are you guys thinking? This is another controversial topic that I definitely want to know your guys' opinion on. So with that being said, let's just hop into it. So we have this post saying in interesting detail from the Terra League, the Pokemon Company explicitly wants to encourage people to buy the dual versions of the Pokemon games. And if you guys aren't aware, they do have dual packs where you could basically buy 2 in 1, buy Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield, whatever it may be. And the next piece of information here, I think is the most concerning bit of info here that could be brought into Winds and Waves. So in the Terra Leak, it does say that they have been wanting to increase the price of Pokemon games from the old $6 price since Sword and Shield, but it wasn't possible back then due to the higher prices not being standardized yet in North America. And what do you guys know? We are living in the time where higher game prices are starting to be normalized. It's almost normal to be paying $70 or $80 for a game, and may I add this, it does not include a DLC. A little bit of stats here saying 41% of players bought Sun and Moon, 50% of people bought Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and only 23% of players bought Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So it does seem like a lot of people are buying both copies, and I have a lot more to talk about in this video specifically, so don't go away just yet, but let me know your thoughts about this stuff so far. So here's what they could maybe potentially do for Winds and Waves. Maybe they're gonna make these games 70, I hope not 80. I think 70 is more understandable because realistically, the cost of everything has gone up, but if they are gonna make these games $80 just for one copy, maybe the dual pack of Winds and Waves, meaning you could literally buy Winds and Waves in one pack, is gonna remain at that $120 price, meaning $6 a piece. Or maybe they're gonna raise that to $70 a piece for $140 and make just the base game, if you're buying an individual one, $80, meaning if you buy both copies separately, that'd be $160. I hope this is not the case though, because think about it, we also still have to buy the DLC for the game whenever that does eventually drop, probably, you know, the following year, maybe 2028, and that cost maybe 30, 35, 40. I don't think they would push over 40 for that though. And not even to mention that this is a Switch 2 exclusive game, meaning the people that don't have a Switch 2 are gonna have to purchase that console and the game and the DLC if they want the full experience. So if anyone's listening over at that Game Freak headquarters, if you are going to raise the price of the games, which you probably will because, like I said, things are just going up in cost. Like that's just kind of how the world is right now. This game better be worth it. And if you have not been following the leaks, apparently the Pokédex size is going to be huge. Brand new Pokédex should involve about 300-ish brand new Pokemon. That's the big room on the street. Things can always change before the game does fully drop. Remember that. So they could scrap a lot of these Pokemon, but I still think regardless, it's going to be the biggest Pokédex of all time. And the game is going to be the biggest Pokemon game of all time. We also know from the Terra Leak that they are pretty ambitious for this game. Like this game should be a pretty good kind of reset point for the future of Pokemon games, kind of setting up the stage for what's to come. I'm not trying to overhype or overglaze Pokemon right now, but I do think that they are in a point of time where they have a lot of competition, you know, like Pal World. I see a lot of people commenting about Anemo, and if they want to continue to keep their fans, they gotta keep delivering. Here is a list of some of the rumored Pokemon that are gonna be in the game. And my bro Jazard and I actually did spend some time up in Blender and Photoshop creating some examples of what these mons could potentially look like if these do come out and are true rumors. Ice Duck, dude, an ice type Psyduck would be insane. Now the rumor is this is going to be a brand new regional variant with 3 evolutions. So it's going to be separate from Psyduck and Golduck. It's going to be from Psyduck, Golduck into some random 3rd stage evolution. Like I said, this is rumor at the moment. Or we got Cryo-Dragon. We just came up with the typing ourselves. We know what the rumored typing is, but if they are going to be delivering some insane regional variants like the ones we have rumored, that alone is awesome because that's not even the new Pokemon yet. Like the new Pokédex, we don't have a ton of new rumors and leaks about the new Pokédex. We do have a pretty good handful. Some of those being like maybe Yellow Shell, some sort of moon rabbit Pokemon, even some rumors about a sun bear Pokemon potentially. So there are rumors out there. Let me know some Pokemon you think should be in this game that you think are just deserving to be in the game. I am down for anything. You know, we even have a rumor about a regional Houndoom or Houndour or something like that. So we made Hounddred. I think this one sounds like one of my favorites. I just think that the design possibilities are going to be endless for this Pokemon. But of course, even if the Pokédex is amazing, that doesn't simply just make this game amazing in itself, right? This game has to have good performance. We have had some rumors they are allegedly struggling with making the performance of this game work out well, and apparently it might not release with 60 FPS. I think that'd be a huge L. That'd be a huge loss because, you know, they did up the FPS for Scarlet and Violet and ZA on the Switch too. So if they're going to go backtrack and maybe go down in the FPS, that's an L. But hey, the game has been delayed for a reason. The rumor on the street is this game has been done for a while and they are just completely focusing on the quality of this game at the moment. Like legitimately trying to optimize it as best they can. And my opinion is I think that they will figure out how to make it 60 FPS or at least a smooth, good, higher FPS in general. And I think Game Freak and the Pokemon Company understand what they have to do. They want to sell more Switch 2 consoles, and guess what? Pokemon is a system seller. So if this game is insane and is hopefully one of the best Pokemon games of all time, then people will be picking up a Switch 2 just to play this game. I don't want these higher game prices to become normalized though. It seems like they have been planning on raising the prices for years and years as things get more and more expensive to develop. Of course, the Switch 2 hardware is probably a lot more expensive, and it's definitely more expensive to just produce a game for the Switch 2. Just modern day gaming standards, honestly. And apparently they had 3 options here to keep it the same price as Beluga, which is the codename for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Option 2 is to increase the price of a single but not the double pack. They discussed the main problem, that there was no higher price than $60 USD standardized in North America, so it may need to increase in Japan only, or option 3 is just increase both in general. Low-key, just seeing how things are going, I feel like they're just going to increase both, meaning the individual copies and the double pack. I obviously hope not because, bro, gaming is expensive nowadays, man. It's getting too expensive over here. It's getting rough. I'm also just trying to look forward into the future of Pokemon. You know, we have had some other rumors out there saying that Pokemon Generation 10, like the era of Gen 10, which also includes, you know, the next Legends game and the MMO, they are still apparently working on, you know, those are within the Generation 10 cycle, but they are trying to make this cycle last a long time. So Gen 11 might be a long wait. Like it could maybe potentially be longer than the wait from Gen 9 to Gen 10. That's not anything confirmed, of course, that's just the rumor on the street, but if that's the case, then that means they should be hopefully setting up Generation 10 Winds and Waves to be a lengthy game, to have enough content in it to last us a long time, and of course there will be a DLC. It's in the Terra League, and it just is kind of obvious at this point that pretty much every single Pokemon game nowadays is gonna have a DLC. I mean, look at Pokopia, that game's having a DLC, and that game is a fantastic step in the right direction. Pokopia, man, still, I gotta say, it's still so fun to me, and I'm very hyped for the DLC that's dropping very shortly, actually. So, and I also do think with the MMO, that game definitely is going to be a lengthy game. It's all of the Japanese-based Pokemon regions in one game. It's not a remake. It just has those regions within the game itself. And of course, it's an MMO. Pretty much every MMO allows you to dump a lot of time into it, and you could play it a lot. The replayability has to be very high for that game, and I hope it's the same for Winds and Waves though, low-key. Let me know, in your opinion, what is the most replayable Pokemon game? But I throw this off to you guys. How do you feel about this? Do you think it's okay if they raise the price a little bit? If it means we're actually going to see a real, I guess you could say, improvement and make it worth that price? And do you think this strategy makes sense for them to do? I would love to know your thoughts. And quick reminder, my bro Jason and I are still running up our Discord giveaway. We're going to wrap it up very, very shortly here. It's 100% free to join, by the way. We're giving away 2 $20 eShop cards. We just want to give back to you guys. We're hosting it in our Discord server just so we could actually, you know, keep track of people and have the ability to message the winner. So make sure you join up, link in the description down below. If you guys are real and watching this far in the video, comment down below, Toad, just the word Toad. I will see you in the next one. Peace.